Good morning, friends. This is in continuation to the definition of old grant. Now here I will relate a word called house tax. I think everybody will wipe their ears on it. What is house tax? And why house tax was influxed on bungalows or cantonments in 1880? Why not in 1793? Or why not in 1836 when the Governor General GGO Bible was influxed on us? I'll explain you all this. Now this video is very important. Now once again, the state that the malafide intentions of the British government, because they had not converted these grants of fee simple grants in, or the ground rent which they were taking from us, could not be converted into any kind of lagan, because they did not want to issue the revenue receipt to the people who were within the cantonments or the boundary pillars of the 1803 or 10 Act 20 of the Governor General Order. So, to safeguard the proprietorship of these old grants, the Britishers did not issue a revenue receipt on us. But what did they do? Finally, they gave up in 1880, and for the first time under section 21 and 24, they introduced that all properties prior to the existence of the boundary pillars was subject to the house tax. Now, what were we subject prior to this? We were subjected to income tax. Now, this Income Tax Act of 1886, where did it come from? It was again brought from 1784 Pitt's Act of the British regime. Whatever the British government was charging income tax. I have receipts of some bungalows in Ambala which are showing that till 1898 the Cantonment Magistrate is issuing income tax receipts to bungalow owners who are getting income from their bungalow. Now this income was being derived from the land and as well as from the building in the form of any ground rent or any land revenue on it. So please understand, there are lot many things to be done. What is this property tax? What is this house tax which we are paying till date 2022? Friends, there is nothing much. All we need to do is just get down together, start reading these books or watch my videos. There's a book called Cantt Manual 1909 which is in Ambala either. The chapter taxation, if you read, which I'll read for you, in that it says that as taxes levied in a cantonment are practically levied for the benefit of the government, which has to provide for any deficit there may be the cantonment fund, no tax payable by government should be levied. If the tax imposed on building and lands is payable by the owner, such building, etc. ought not to be exempted unless they are the property of government. Full stop. Apostrophe S. If by the occupier, they should be exempted only when the government is occupier. Now, let's peel this entire what I've just said. It's everywhere using the word tax is not to be charged if it is a property of the government, but if it is of the owner, in the hands of the owner, it should not be exempted there. But if the same property is in the hands of the government, it's on hire, on rent, then it can be exempted from house tax. But would that occupier be exempted? That is to be seen. So this is where we have to understand the English. Now what did Quartermaster General Circular number 9 of 1894 say? Taxation on officers occupying government quarters. Taxation on officers occupying government quarters. When an officer occupies quarters the property of government, if either by terms of in which the tax is imposed or by the arrangement between the government and officer, the tax is one which falls on the officer. He should pay it. But if it is a tax payable by the owner, the government as owner is exempted. Once again, now just see, understand, even if a government, if even a major, lieutenant or anybody is in the occupation of a government property, only as per his terms and agreement of the rent or whatever the higher taxation is, he would be taxed, otherwise he won't. But if it is to be taxed to an owner, but if it is a government as an owner of the property, then it is exempted. So it's very clear. This definition needs to be understood. Definition of the expression tax on buildings. Quartermaster Journal Circular number 21 again speaks the expression tax on building shall be deemed to include dash dash every tax imposed on a building, whether jointly with any land or as forming part of a holding, or otherwise every tax imposed on the rental of a building or holding and the whole of every consolidated tax imposed for generally mixed purpose. I think nothing can be more clearer. It's so clearly written in this English format that taxes means tax along with the land. Now you talk to the tax superintendent of your cantonment, he says, no, we are just charging you tax for the built up area because we permit and admit that you are the owner of the built up area. What about the land beneath the built up area? Then why is the STR calculated on the collector rate of the cantonment and it is calculated on the whole block area of our property? Why? We've got so many questions, but who's going to ask them? That is the question. Friends, that is why I say, please get united. We need to talk to each other. You need to talk to me after watching these videos. You have my mobile number, you have my mail ID on it. So please subscribe to this channel. Once again, I am saying we are old grants. We were revenue free grants. The Britishers were only looking us to convert them into new grants under the orders of the 1793 Governor General, finally culminating to 1812, then 1828 until 1859. So please, my humble request. Thank you. Good day.